Thank you for joining us on Business Now. I am Uchechukwu Onodu. And Vice President Kashim Shettima has announced the federal government's committee to facilitating swift access to single-digit loans for Nigerian small businesses. The Vice President disclosed this in a statement issued by the Director of Information Office of the Vice President Olushola Abiola on Tuesday in commemoration of the 2023 World Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Day. The Vice President said the government recognizes the crucial role of micro, small and medium enterprises in driving economic growth, job creation and innovation. Shettima emphasized the government's dedication to providing support, creating an enabling environment, and improving financial access for MSMEs, particularly during these challenging times. He further emphasized President Bola Tinubu's administration's partnership with MSMEs and commitment to facilitating their success. The World Bank has expressed its support for the federal government's decision to remove subsidies and unify the country's exchange rate. The bank's country director, Shubham Chaudhary, made the assertion on Saturday at an event organized by the organization to assess Nigeria's economy over the past 6 months. Chaudhary emphasized that although the policy would be painful, it is essential for rebuilding the nation's economy. He also called for measures to mitigate the impact on the population moving forward. He disclosed that the bank's concessional funding to Nigeria currently amounts to over $10 billion, underscoring the organization's commitment to supporting the country's economic reforms. And still on the World Bank, the Apex Bank has stated that Nigeria has one of the highest inflation rates, which pushed down an estimated 4 million people into poverty between January and May 2023. This was disclosed during the launch of the June 2023 edition of the Nigeria Development Update on Tuesday in Abuja. The top lender also said about 7.1 million poor Nigerians would become poorer if the federal government failed to compensate or provide palliatives for them following the removal of fuel subsidy. According to the World Bank data, 89.8 million Nigerians were poor as of the beginning of this year, and an additional 4 million Nigerians became poorer between January and May this year, raising the figure to 93.8 million. The latest projection means the number of poor Nigerians will rise to 100.9 million if the government fails to compensate vulnerable citizens for fuel subsidy removal. Excuse me. The latest figures from the Central Bank of Nigeria have revealed that currency in circulation in the country rose by 157.27% at the end of March to 2.53 trillion naira as of the end of May. According to figures from the CBN, the currency in circulation in the country gained 1.54 trillion naira in the period under review. It had earlier dipped by 235.03% to 98.09 billion naira at the end of February, from 3.29 trillion naira at the end of October 2022, on the back of the Naira redesign policy of the CBN. Figures obtained from the CBN revealed that 2.3 trillion naira was mopped up from circulation during the period under review. And according to the CBN, currency in circulation is defined as currency outside the vaults of the central bank, that is, all legal tender currencies in the hands of the public and in the vaults of deposit money banks. Also, the Central Bank of Nigeria has placed a 50,000 naira daily limit on contactless payments, either through bank accounts or digital wallets. The CBN, which disclosed this on Tuesday in a circular titled Transaction Limits on Contactless Payments, also limited the amount of transaction to 15,000 naira on contactless payment. The circular, signed by the Director Payment System Management Department, Musa Jimo, said higher value contactless payment transactions that exceed the stated limits shall require appropriate verification and authorization. It said the guidelines were conceived to ensure that participants in contactless payments implement appropriate risk management processes and measures while keeping the best relevant standards. Central Bank still in the news. They have identification policy, says the identification policy will only apply to 31.6 million Nigerians. It is recently released a Central Bank of Nigeria Customer Due Diligence Regulations 2023 document. The bank asked financial institutions to use the social media handle, among other things, of their customers to verify their identity. The Apex Bank noted that using social media as a means of identification is projected to further strengthen customer due diligence regulations and deepen the identification process in the banking system. The data insight firm highlighted that 7.10 million Nigerians use Instagram, 7.50 million are on LinkedIn, 12.35 million are on Snapchat, and 4.95 million on Twitter as of early 2023. Residents of Ibadan, the Oyo state capital, have called on the federal government to address the worsening economic situation in the country. The call came as they are unable to afford basic necessities due to high prices of food items, while sellers also witness low sales, especially RAM traders.
Now, since morning, I never say anything. I just sit down here, just call everybody. We say how much this one. He say this is how much. He say no, that price it is too much. It's too much. So that is the problem we have. Please help us to beg. I beg government to help us to do something about these things.
Round of 150 before, it's now 350, 300 now. So this kind of fuel that's what affected everything we are doing now. So and again, people are not coming to market as well because there's no money on everybody now. We are just managing. We buy goods now. We didn't see marketer that used to market us. So we pray for people that should come out to come and buy.
The Ileara is supposed to be something that's very compulsory. It's optional. It's only if you have. If you don't have, though Ileya is once a year, you can decide to be saving towards that. But then your savings doesn't go. If your savings go for school fees, provided that savings is not going for OMB party,